Hey YouTube, it's LCW Junior here, and I'm sitting here on this August night, bored as hell, as NFL season hasn't started yet. NBA season is nowhere near starting, and I just got done playing some 2K18 Team Pro-Am. So I'm just sitting here and I'm like, well, what can I do? And I decided to take on the task of completing the process that Sam Hinkie started. But I'll be doing it on 2K18, and I won't play any of the games. I'm going to sim everything. Excuse me, I shouldn't say everything. I'm going to sim all of the games, but I'm going to be the GM and coach. So to say, making all those moves, player signings, changing lineups when injuries, trades, and things of that nature. So I'm going to see how many seasons it's going to take me to complete the process. And not only that, but to see if I can create a dynasty. So going into each season, I'm going to have three questions. So the first three questions that I have going into the 2017-18 season. Question one is what to do with Markel Fultz. Do I develop him over the next couple of seasons or do I trade him? And the reason that this is a question is because I'm using the end of 2017-18 season rosters, and those have the Markel Fultz they can't shoot. So question two is what position will Ben Simmons play? Do I play him at the point guard or do I put him at power forward? I know in real life he could play point guard. I mean, he won Rookie of the Year and proved that he can do it, but will 2K allow him to be able to play point guard? And the third question is who will we target via trade, 2018 draft, and free agency? Sixers have a bunch of cap space, and we also have our first round pick and the Lakers pick. So we're going to be creative and trying to bring a star or two to Philadelphia, either during the season with the draft picks or after the season with the cap space that we have. We have to see who all is going to be available in free agency. But that's definitely the plan. We're going to be aggressive. On offense, Embiid will be our first choice. We're going to get shooters open, play at an average tempo. We're going to limit perimeter shots on defense, and we're going to play physical with just some crashing the boards and other guys getting back. So I went through and did all the rotations. I'm just looking at this stuff, not really using any of it. And from here, we can start the season. So like I said, I'm going to sim everything. Got a trade offer, Wes Matthews and Motley for JJ Redick. I'm going to pass on that. Started the season off good. Barea and Jones for Ilyasova and the 2018 second round pick. No thank you. Bazemore and Muscala for Redick and Bayless. I do want to move Bayless before the trade deadline so I could free up some cap space for the summer. I think his salary is like 8.58 million, something of that nature. So we can definitely use that to have more room. Bam Adebayo and Wayne Ellington for Sarge and Bayless. I do want to move Bayless, but not lose Sarge. So going to pass on that for right now. And any injuries that you see, I'm adjusting the roster, but I'm editing that part out because no need to make this video any longer than it already is going to be. So you guys don't need to see all that. Gorgie Dang and Brown for Covington, no thank you. Vince Carter and Jakar Sampson for JJ Redick, nah, I'm cool. Okay, Holmes is back. And any that come up as day to day, I'm just going to leave the rotation as is. No need to change it if they're day to day but can play. So as you can see, we're 14-8 so far. Yeah, Fultz is back. Harrison, second round pick for Ilyasova, no thank you. Next stream, He's day to day, but he guess can't play with it. So we had to adjust the rotation there. Baldwin and C.J. Wilcox for Bellinelli. Nah. All right, so he's day to day, but he can play now. That was for J.J. Redick. Now he's fully healthy. A lottery protected pick in 19 and Berea for Sarge. Might have to look into that one. The lottery protected pick is what is intriguing me with this offer here. But I also need to see what Berea looks like salary wise. So he has money on the books for next year. Sarge does too, so that doesn't really hurt me much as far as cap space for the upcoming season. But I'm going to hold on to Sarge right now. All right, so we're Evan Turner, C.J. Wilcox for Covington. No, thank you. I didn't like Evan Turner when he was here. All right, Bellinelli had an injury, but he's back. So we're coming up to January 1st. So we're 25 and 11 going into the new year. All right, so let's keep it moving. Bio, yeah, we've seen that trade before. We're not taking that one. All right, so I got the standings up. Oh, Bertans and the 21st round pick, which is top 3 protected for Marco Bellinelli. So we're going to look at this, and I'm most likely not going to re-sign Bellinelli. Let me just make sure Bertans doesn't have any. His contract shouldn't be too bad. Let's just take a look here. Okay, so he's expiring. So if it doesn't work out, then hey, we can just go ahead and let him go, and we get that top 3 protected pick for 2020. So I'm most likely not going to re-sign Bellinelli in the offseason. So, I mean, this makes sense to go ahead and accept it. All right, let's get back to the Sims. As you can see, we're first in the division and the conference. Ben Simmons is out. Got to adjust the roster. I'm sorry, the lineups. Courtney Lee, Jared Jack for Illich Silva and Bayless. No, thank you. We're going to let Ben Simmons fully heal before bringing him back. You know, we're still winning games without him, so, you know, no need to rush him back. All right, so we're coming up on the end of January now. And we're still first. Markieff Morris and Robinson. All right, so Markieff Morris, he has too much money on the books for next season, so I'm not trying to mess up my cap space there because we need as much as possible for the summer. Sheesh. J.J. Redick out 4 to 6 weeks. That's going to hurt. Hopefully we can maintain Jerebko for McConnell. No, thank you. All right, so we're into into February, and we still have not got a deal for Bayless yet. So I did a trade finder, and I'm going to take this deal for Isaiah Taylor, but I'm going to see if I can get a draft pick out of them, and they weren't feeling that, so we're just going to do it straight up, and this is just strictly a salary dump to get Bayless money off our books. Taylor's a free agent this summer, well, in the off season, I should say, so you know, we're not losing anything. And Bayless wasn't playing for us anyway. He wasn't in the rotation. So Lyles and Morris, I didn't even see what that was, but Richardson and Abayo for Sarge and Holmes, no thank you. And they just offered it again. So we fell to second in the East, behind the Cavs. All right, so we're only 1.5 games out. we still can win the East. Team chemistry is at 85. And though I didn't make this prediction in the beginning of the video, I thought we were only going to win about 44, 45 games. So we've already exceeded my expectations for season 1. All right, so just adjusting the lineup due to an injury. And we clinched the playoff spot. We're still in the hunt for number 1. We got a big game coming up with the Cavs the end of next week that most likely will determine who wins first. So we lost that game, so 2.5 games out. All right, fine. We'll finish second in the East for year 1. Curry wins MVP. Simmons won Rookie of the Year. Lynn Most Improved. Jordan Defensive Player. Dunn. I probably got some awards mixed up in there, but hey, moving too quick. First time ever doing a video like this, so I apologize. Embiid made second team all defense, and him and Simmons, I think I saw they were third team. So anyway, just checking out Fultz. He had a crappy year shooting the three-pointer, but he did make second team all rookie. So. All right, so we're going to sim by round. We made it out the first round, 4-1 versus the Knicks. So now we're playing the Bucks, and Fultz is now out for the season with a dislocated left patella. That hurts. So it was 2-2 at the time of the injury. We ended up winning, and Charlotte actually made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Cavs lost in the first round. I forgot to mention that LeBron was out. Oh, so we made it to the finals. Bet versus the Warriors in our first year. So, excuse me. That's shocking, I should say. Not the Warriors part, but us making it to the finals. Again, for year 1, I wasn't expecting this. So we lost in the finals to the Warriors, but that's okay. Much better than I expected for year 1. But now this is where we're going to try to improve the team, which is the off season. So the first thing we're going to look at is the draft lottery, and the Lakers pick should come in at 12. So if it doesn't come in at 12, then that means that we moved up into the top 3. If it does come up at 12, then I'll be skipping the rest of the draft lottery because there's no need to continue looking at it. And also need to see where our pick is. So we came in at 12, which is where we were slotted to pick at. So, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and skip the rest. And all right, so I skipped the combine and the workouts. So Fultz, looking at him, his 3-point shooting really isn't going to be there. Now the question is, do I stick with him and hope that he improves eventually, or do I go ahead and move him? So I'm going to see what I can get for him. And my first target I'm going to look at is Devin Booker. And the reason I'm looking at Devin Booker is he's young, he can shoot, and he's still on his rookie deal. So I'm going to offer Fultz for Booker straight up. I'm just looking at some numbers, 21 points, good shooting numbers. Not bad assists for a 2-guard. So he has some playmaking ability as well. Shot 38 from 3. So let's see if they'll take it straight up. And they're telling me basically go play in traffic. Pretty much. So let me add a pick to see if they'll take it. Let's start with 27, which is my pick. They're still telling me playing traffic. So now, I'll go ahead and add 12 into there. And I'm okay with adding both picks. Hopefully they take it. But yeah, and they took it. So now we got Devin Booker. So that's one young star, or a star I should say. in the fold. And he expires next season, but we will have his bird rights. Just want to double check that, but we should. I don't see why we wouldn't. Yeah, we have his bird rights, so we'll be able to match any offer that he gets after next season, the 2018-2019 season. So while the draft was taking place, I moved up. I made a trade with the Wizards because I wanted to draft Aaron Holiday, point guard from UCLA, brother of Justin and Drew Holiday. So we moved up a few picks to get him. I just felt he was the best prospect available in the second round. And me 37. If he works out, great. If he doesn't, oh well. But I just wanted to move up and pick him. And with my remaining picks in the draft, I just picked a couple of draft and stash guys. We don't need to, bring anybody else onto the roster. So they're saying that his ceiling is C.J. Watson. I'm okay with that. I wasn't looking for a home run with the second round pick. I was just looking for, someone that could possibly be a rotation player. So now we're into options. So we accepted TJ's team option. And now this here is showing you who's going to be in free agency. So James, he accepted his player option. But Durant, he went ahead and declined his along with Paul George. So I might try to get both of them, but they definitely are my first two targets. Kevin Durant 1 and Paul George 2nd. Going to try to see if I can get them both, but something tells me I'm not going to have that much money, and the only way I'll be able to get both is if I happen to trade Embiid or Ben Simmons. Most likely, actually, Ben Simmons is still on his rookie deal, even though he was the number one pick. But no, we're not trading either one of those. So here I'm just renouncing rights of my free agents, so that gives me maximum cap space once free agency opens up. And with Bertans, we're going to extend him the qualifying offer. Basically, what that means is that if he does get an offer in free agency, we'll have the right to match it. All right, so basically, this is just no different than the NBA, where there's a period where you can talk to free agents. So I offered Paul George and Kevin Durant contracts, max deals. They both accepted the deals. So I have to pick which one I want, and I'm going with KD. He's the better player, as you can see. I mean, just in real life, he's the better player, but in 2K, as you can see, he's a 97 overall, where Paul George is just an 89. I shouldn't say just an 89. I mean, 89 is still good, but if you can add someone of Kevin Durant's stature, then why not add him? So we're going to go with KD. So now we got KD, Devin Booker this offseason, and also signed Wayne Ellington to a minimum contract deal. Somebody that can, come off the bench and hit shots, which is what the Sixers need. So I sent him through the rest of free agency, and Bertans didn't get a contract offer, so he'll be back on the qualifying offer. This screen here just shows you progression from the previous season, And as you can see, Ben Simmons' mid-range did go up, which I'm okay with that. Even in real life, I don't need him to get a 3-ball, but if he can just improve his mid-range, then, that will help the team out a lot. And training camps now, which is the final thing for the offseason, we're going to send Embiid to big man camps, and there's the results right there of the before and after. We're going to send Devin Booker to combo guard camp, even though he had almost 5 assists last year, but just, can't hurt to improve. And since Ben Simmons is out there guarding perimeter players, we gave him perimeter defense. To recap the 2017-18 season, we went 55 and 27. Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons made All NBA third team. Simmons also won Rookie of the Year and made NBA All Rookie first team. Markelle Fultz made the NBA All Rookie second team. We traded Marco Bellinelli to the Spurs for Davis Bertans and a top 3 protected pick in the 2020 draft. We ended up making it to the NBA Finals and lost to the Golden State Warriors 4-2. We traded Markelle Fultz, the number 12 pick from the Lakers, and the number 27 pick, which was our own, to the Suns for shooting guard Devin Booker. Later in the draft, we traded picks number 40 and number 43 to the Washington Wizards for pick number 37, where we selected Aaron Holiday. Lastly, in free agency, we signed Kevin Durant and Wayne Ellington, and we also retained Bertans on a qualifying offer, which should make him an unrestricted free agent next summer. If you made it this far, you must like the video, so go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see Season 2 and beyond, well, Season 2, you can click right here and watch it now. But if other videos, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified when I do drop a video. And also in the comments, let me know what you would have done differently. Maybe something you might have done would have gotten me the championship this year. But, hopefully Season 2 works out better. Until next time, I'll catch you later.